Dr. Elias Mumuni, or your General Secretary, Emma UTAG, University Teachers Association of Ghana. Enra, you know, I'm President Kasai. Now, and then, Mami here from the General Secretary after they called off their few hours striker. Omode shares one. Dr. Mumuni, good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, I know person where dear. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, yet your Hot FM one crying. Fox FM will come out in a Fox FM Ewo Takra Day. This is our hot story in the morning. Enra Ghana Bedamu as say, Afe Morris sent that decision to embark on strike. But what is hanging? The calls for the board of Ssnit to be dissolved. And no, Director General no justify their continuous stay in office. I'm sure you've heard this from the Director General. What's your position on that? And what is your next line of action too after Mujaimu strike, you know?
Thank you and good morning to your parish listeners. We listened to the Director General very well. First is for us to say as a professional group, we abide by the decision of organized labor, and it's a good call that we all go back to work and then give Ssnit an ultimatum of 1 month to engage us as organized labor so that we can have detailed discussion, regarding the operations and investments of Ssnit. Typically, as you are aware, Ssnit has over 1.8 million contributors and close to about 300,000 retirees. So typically, Ssnit works for Ghanaian workers, not the government of Ghana. And so as organized labor, we actually want to send a signal that we are the most critical stakeholder to Ssnit, and that their focus and attention has to come to us. And so we've given them this 1 month period to engage us so that at the end of the day, these other calls we are asking for the board and management to be exited as a result of the inefficiencies and lack of trust and the transparency in the governance process can be looked into. Otherwise, we still will stand based on where we are.
But Bibo, so that call for an engagement, are you seeking to be convinced by the board for their continual stay in office or what? Because according to the Director General, he's justifying their continual stay in office and what they've been able to achieve for the company since 2017. And you think they don't deserve that comment?
Yes, so the explanation offered by the Director General was to engage us.
Good.
Yes, so we are actually calling for his head and that of the board. But he's calling for an engagement with us. And that is okay for us. We can have that dialogue. And we can have those other detailed conversations that he thinks is justified reason for them to stay in office. It's recounted from 2017 till now how much effort and progress or achievements they've made. That is okay. Every other leader will stand on certain things they've done over a period. However, we think that since the emergence of this particular issue, Ssnit and the board in particular have not really been supportive and listening to the Ghanaian worker, from civil society to general public. It's been, back and forth up until yesterday, the 15th, when the termination of the transaction was done and the boss coming out to actually defend. And so, we are calling for their head, and they asking to meet with organized labor. It's welcome. We can have that dialogue and detailed interaction. But we still haven't changed our position. Because what we know and what we've heard is still not convincing enough.
You think so?
Absolutely.
And you believe, sir, a dissolution of the board, will set the Ssnit management and for that matter, more interest, in order.
If there was going to be a significant progress, significant return on investment, significant liberalization that should have been done since 7 years. They've been 7 years in office. Is it just now they have to justify how? Look at the challenges of Ssnit. It's not only these 4 other companies that are not performing. So many of their investments. Are we going into these specifics? Not at all. Because Ssnit actually works on trust. And so as beneficiaries, we are not interested in having this banter. But to say that we are ready to engage in dialogue. However, we still stand where we are.
So, Dr. Elias Mumuni, just 2 quick issues. Na fe wadaroma yejawa no pay. Ediana Ssnit enye year in the interest of a year workers, animal pensions.
Ssnit basically is a welfare. It's a welfare fund. It's an investment fund, and it's basically about how our contributions are taken and invested. So currently, government owes Ssnit a lot, and that is actually giving Ssnit a huge problem. The effort of Ssnit towards retrieving these old amounts, we are not seeing it clearly. Ssnit have invested in so many other sectors. At the end of the day, we are interested in their investment, especially when it comes to return on investment. Does it really come true? That's all that we as our pensioners really paid on time. Are they paid well? Are we paid with the required interest? That is all that we are actually asking and looking for. The sustainability of all other investments. If you look at the accurate studies that is being carried out and expressed by specialists, it's just a challenge. And so we hope that this coming engagements that the Director General expressed in meeting with organized labor, we hope that we can look into these issues.
But don't you think, sir, eventually, when it comes to probably capital injection, they are, and Ssnit any that capacity, and it calls for, shares, no say it has to be shared. There are several forms of investments. Recapitalization is just one of them. Sales are just one of them. There are many others. Of course, we are not saying that don't sell, but look into the books properly. That's all. Well said. Dr. Elias Mumuni, and then back to academic work here.
Absolutely.
We appreciate your time this morning. So that's Dr. Elias Mumuni, the General Secretary of the University Teachers Association of Ghana.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, lillahi alhamd. Ankupo wa ebi amaye. Yeyina ye. Wagu mikanfu enimasi. Hot FM say mo station here hot. Enti me class some hot wing.
Listen here with the dawn. This is Hot Morning Drive, your information drive.
That's right.
We think of Ghana first. You are the best.